Good morning, guys. Welcome to Fishful Thinker. I'm Chad LaChance, and as always, I appreciate you joining us. Now, caught us in a little bit of a unique situation right here. I've got Troy Coburn with us. Troy Coburn, there's nothing unique about that. We've had him on the show a whole bunch of times. Troy's one of our favorite show guests over the years, but we're in a unique spot today. We're at Yampa River State Park. We've actually been fishing all morning, and so it's been a great day, and I thought we better stop here at the park headquarters and talk about it a little bit. So we're going to take fly rods and spinning rods.
Right.
We had success on both.
Yes, sir.
Streamers, jigs, hard baits, get her done with all the above.
Yeah, absolutely.
Think we can teach these guys something?
I think so. I think we learned some stuff
There
today.
you go. We learned some stuff. Guys, stay tuned. It's going to be a fun show.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. Peterson Toyota and Toyota Trucks, moving forward. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth. Berkeley, catch more fish. Abu Garcia, for life. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. And Colorado Parks and Wildlife.
We started the farthest upriver that is easily accessible from Yampa River State Park. And in that first area, when we first got down, we realized the water had risen a whole bunch overnight.
Yeah, apparently pretty bad rainstorm.
Yep, we knew it rained. It rained a lot, and the water got high and muddy, and we got a little concerned. I got the minnow bait out, and on the very first throw, it got popped right here in front of me after nothing got bit on a jig, a spinner, or Troy's flies. So I have a tremendous amount of confidence in a floating minnow plug in September, October in a trout stream. And so because of that, I've gone with my most confidence bait until I can work out where the fish are sitting in the river, what kind of retrieve they really want. You know, are they wanting something fast or slow or subtle or whatever? And then I can go from there. But a big bait in the off-colored water, you know, a great big floating minnow plug like that in the off-colored water is a fantastic way to draw fish up and get them to look at your bait, and that's what I'm going to do. Fish, got him right there, big old fish.
There you go.
And he's way down there now. We might have, Troy, I might go down and follow this guy, because look at that bend in my trout series.
Yep.
That's why we got the big plug out. We've been fishing for like 20 minutes, and Troy's throwing big streamers around, and I threw a little tiny jig and a bigger jig and an inline spinner and no love, and I've made about 5 casts now with this floating minnow plug. I've had 2 bites, and it's size.
That is a big fish, brother.
Oh, that's a horse, guys.
That's a big fish. Have I mentioned
Okay,
that's
I'm
a
gonna
big
be
fish?
real gentle with him. Gentle, gentle.
Okay.
No hurry, Troy, no hurry.
nope.
He's hooked up real good. There you go, baby. Oh, good morning.
Dude.
Holy smokes, that's a horse, guys. Look at that thing.
There you go.
Ta-da! What do you think of that, Mr.
Sweet,
Coburn?
dude. That's
We'll go ahead and
awesome,
put him
brother.
back right here.
That is awesome.
That's a good looking
20-inch
rainbow.
fish.
Look at that thing. Here you go, buddy.
Beautiful.
Now watch, he'll get his act together and take off at her. He's been fighting the whole time.
There he goes.
We had to figure out a pattern as fast as possible. And with this plug, I can cover everything I can see right here. I can catch on the far seam, and I just caught that fish on probably a, 40-yard throw across the river that I could maybe wade over there and cover, but it's much quicker for me to cover a bunch of river from here. There's a little term called hyperphagia, and that means that everybody's feeding headed into winter, and they get real winter here in the Yampa Valley of Colorado. In fact, you can do a lot of really good winter activities right here at Yampa River State Park, from snowshoeing to you know, they do winter camping, and you can fish, of course, the tailwater sections of the river as well, which are well upstream from here, and all the big game stuff. But when you get around the fall in areas where it gets as cold as it does here in the Colorado mountains, you're going to catch a few fish with big baits. That's just all there is to it. And so my answer is generally to get bigger, and it paid off, and you jumped right on that bandwagon.
Yeah, I mean, it only takes one fish to show me what I'm doing wrong. I'm a pretty quick learner. Big fish!
There we go!
Oh, there he goes!
I'll come get the net! I'll come get the net!
I have never, ever had a fish peel line that fast. Oh my gosh!
The one I just had on a minute ago was also a giant.
Oh!
Yampa River State Park representing. That's why the power of the spinning rod. I use the spinning rod to cover water, change total presentations in a hurry. Troy learned from what I just did, tied on a most close, something he could match. Kelly Gallup would be proud
The
of you.
biggest fly
Kelly,
I got in the box.
I had the biggest lure I got in the box.
Look at that fish. Oh my God.
Yampa River State Park. And I want to remind folks that Colorado's elk season starts tomorrow, so the first gun season. So if by chance you were thinking of doing a cast and blast, this might be a good place to do it.
Here he comes, coming
I can't
fast
see him.
now.
Oh, there he is, yep. I'm watching your leader now. That's a big old bobo right there.
Here he comes. Head up. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
Yampa River State Park, pretty good place to fish from what I can tell. I'd like to thank the bios for making this movie. Oh, nice, right?
Oh, dude. Look how fat that fish is.
I told you, dude.
Oh, he flopped. He's out.
Guys, I talked to the biologist that managed this whole stretch, and he says we have made a concerted effort to increase the population of fish in the lower half of the river. We are not in the famous steamboat section that Troy Coburn really wanted to fish. Understandably, I fished up there a bunch myself. It's fantastic. But the lower sections right here at Yampa River State Park also holding big fish. We have now caught 2 fish for about 10 pounds.
2 trophy fish.
Yeah, and we've only been fishing an hour. Now here's the other thing, guys. You can use Yampa River State Park as a base camp for your elk hunting. So if you're coming to Colorado to go elk or deer antelope hunting, you can stay in the RV facilities or the drive-in, camping facilities or whatever here in the state park. You can hunt out, it's during the day and go hunt all the public grounds, or you can come over here. Talk about a fun cast and blast, dude.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Evinrude, spend more time on the water. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth.
We moved our way farther down a little bit. Water got a little bit flatter.
Right.
To me, that means a little bit faster in most cases. I still want my depth range. Depth range trumps everything, but I'd still prefer, all things being equal, my lure moving a little bit faster in slower water. It gives the fish less chance to look at it. Got him, got him, got him, got him, got him. The crazy thing about that, guys, I was swinging that from all the way over there, all the way to the far side, just out of Troy's range. So all I'm doing is working this stuff he can't reach. I threw this plug. The plug's got a bunch of tension on it coming across the current, swing it, and it went totally slack. The plug just completely slacked out. And I'm like, well, if it goes slack, it's not got water pressure on it anymore. So I set the hook. That's awesome. And it's funny because I can throw, from what I can tell now, oh, he doesn't like you at all.
No.
There you go, right, head up. There you go. We can handle fish that size. Is that another brownie? It is another brownie. Hands are all wet.
There you go.
Perfect little brownie. So now we've got a little tiny brownie and this brownie and a few rainbows that could eat either one of these. How important are casting angles?
Again,
the whole shooting match.
it's it. I mean, it's because the casting angle, depending on your current, depending on the seams, depending on all the other stuff that's going on, your casting angle is your presentation. Yep. If you're casting too straight across the river, it can mess up your drift. If you're casting too much down river, yep, you don't get the drift you need.
All, right, yep.
And that all depends on what's going on in front of you with eddies and things like that.
All right, so where to? Right at that red bush starting off. Fish. All right. What we're gonna do right now is cover some water. The beauty of the spin rod, and I've said this a million times over the years, guys, it gives me range. I can literally hit that bank right there. I don't have to wade halfway across here and spoil a bunch of water. Now this, guys, look at this little brownie right here. It's a little brownie, bud.
Good.
Cute little brownie, and this is really what this river's known for, is brown trout, particularly up when you get up towards the farther reaches of town. Let me get this out of the corner of his mouth right here. It'll be no worse for the wear. Perfect little brownie, guys. There we go. See you, buddy. Casting accuracy.
I mean,
I'm asking him dumb questions, guys, because we have harped so many years on line control and casting accuracy and casting angles, and I fished with Troy forever, so I know as I tee these up, he's going to hit them out of the park, and hopefully it drives it home to you guys. When you get that reaction out of a guy like him, you know how important it is that you make those throws. And several of the fish I caught today were on casts that hit dead perfect right up against the bank or right in some little pocket, pull the plug out of there, and pow, it's bit right away.
Your angle is achieved by your accuracy.
Right.
And the most important thing in fishing, even in a river that might be only 2 or 3 feet deep, is How deep are the fish feeding at? Very famous saying in fly fishing, and the difference between a good fisherman and a great fisherman oftentimes is one split shot.
Oh, yeah,
and
sure.
that's because of the depth control. So your angle and your accuracy both feed into your depth control. That's the most important aspect of it.
Fish. Big old fish. Nice. Big old fish. Look at him go. Look at him smoke that reel. Look at him smoking this thing, Troy.
I know, mine did the same thing.
I'm coming your way, dude. He's halfway through my spool already. He bumped it about 3 casts prior.
Did he?
And I kept making the same throw back and forth across there about every other throw. Like I'd go, you know, I'd throw somewhere else, and then the third time I threw across there in front of him, he got it. Okay, I'm gonna try to hold him right there. And he doesn't like Troy. And then that little 7-foot Trout Series rider, we talked about backbone. Here's your backbone working for you right here. Listen to the wind blowing through my line. Gentle.
Oh my goodness.
That ain't the prettiest net job I've seen, but we'll take it.
Net malfunction.
All right, guys, got them all unhooked in the net. Got a chance to revive them a little bit before we pull them up and out and give you another look. And there's another beautiful Yampa River. Look at the little orange all over them, little cut bow. It's full for sure cut bow. You can see underneath there, guys. What a beautiful fish. All right, we'll go ahead and get him put back. Watch this. See ya. Yampa River State Park representing right there, guys.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. Peterson Toyota and Toyota Trucks, moving forward. And Colorado Parks and Wildlife.
The last place we fished, Yampa River here, was literally, here's the visitor center right here, right behind us. There's a bunch of wing dams, man-made wing dams, and the boat ramp that they put in right here for launching drift boats. Beautiful water right there, deep.
Yeah.
Had to get the jig all the way to the bottom.
Well, that's the case most of the time.
Yep.
But what's the most impressive about this stretch of water is how well it's manicured to suit trout.
Yes.
So it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
CPW has done a fine job of sculpting, putting the wing dams in, moving the gravel around, moving the cobble around to get the river to do this instead of this.
Right.
And that gives you all kinds of variety, so that's a really neat deal. You're just as willing to pick up the spinning rod at any given point.
Oh, I want to catch fish.
And those little jigs, I wish I had a whole handful of them right here. Those little jigs that you tie are not to be taken lightly. Now, we use Johnson beetleboo jigs a lot on this show in the past, little marabou beetleboo jigs. If you're a crappie fisherman from somewhere, you probably have the same style of jigs that Troy was throwing so effectively today.
Yeah. There he is.
Get one? There you go. There we go. New water, almost 4 casts. Is he little or is he big?
He's a good fish.
Is he?
Yep.
All right.
This is on my experimental jig too.
Your experimental jig.
You're the one with the swing hook.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm really happy right now.
Oh, really? I got it. Good looking Bobo.
Oh, that's a pretty fish.
Yeah, it is. That's a really pretty. I'm gonna set this rod down real quick so I can handle it with both hands. I net terribly with one hand or with 2 hands. We don't need me out here with one, you know?
Okay. Oh, a fatty.
Yeah, real pretty fish. Come on,
watcher.
buddy. Come on, buddy.
Oh my goodness, look at the girth. Okay, nose up, ready?
Yeah.
As soon as he quits pumping his tail, right there. Here he comes.
Nope, he didn't. He quit going.
And he's still very much lively.
Yeah, that's how. Watch out the hooks on your tail there. There you go. Good looking colors on that fish, right?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a pretty fish right there.
Beefcake.
Do you think it's any detriment to a guy that doesn't fly fish?
No,
he can show up here and catch just as many fish as he wants to.
Absolutely. And we saw a couple different hatches today. They had some blue wings and some midges and stuff like that.
We fished right through them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Trico's coming off. We fished right through them with jigs and got it done. So you don't have to have a fly rod if you're coming here, but if you do, this is a good place to bring it. Now we got a little bonus today too. We got to see him dump a 5,000 5-inch trout in the river here, and that's going to be eye-opening. Is that going to affect your fly tying or jig tying in the future?
Well, seeing the color of the fish that they dumped, you know, they're a lot different than what I expected to see.
They're not what you think of as a trout. They were much darker colored. Yeah. And they were a little bigger and a little more robust than I was expecting them to be.
They were.
So,
again, going back to the marabou, that's why I like the marabou, because it puffs up, big profile, and that's what we saw in those baby trout today.
As you can see, Colorado Parks and Wildlife is putting in what are called sub-catchable trout. These trout are somewhere in the 4 to 5 inch range, and they're going to put something like 5,000 of them in the river right now. And these guys will turn around and grow up, and they will be the kind of fish that we're fishing for next year and the year after, and so on and so forth. But as you can see, there's lots of them in here. They came from Glenwood Springs. And these guys will all disperse all over the river and go crazy. Now I gotta think, just knowing what I know about fish, that there's gonna be some big old browns that eat some of these tonight as well. These little guys are stocked by the million, literally, in the state of Colorado, all over the state. It's a major part of Colorado Parks and Wildlife. And that's what 5,000 sub-catchable trout looks like as they come pouring out of this truck right here. And it's a pretty neat thing to see, that's for sure.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
The biggest fish of the day was probably that one you caught on the streamer.
Yeah, following you up.
Following right after I'd just done that with the hard plug. Yeah,
exactly.
And that's really not a shocker. Streamer's a fantastic way to catch big fish.
Right.
This time of year, it's a great way to catch big fish. Yeah. You fish streamers a lot more unique than other people. I think it's probably because of your bass background.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we talked about it before. It doesn't, you can't overemphasize the cross training basically that we have. Right. You know, coming from one side, going to the other, going back and forth, we can bring things to the table from both sides of the conventional and the fly side. Can you trade spots with me?
You want? Yeah, you try
I'll
that
fish
stuff.
The water you've already fished.
Yeah.
Show them a little different look.
Yep. A lot different look. 100% different. All right, here we go.
There he is.
There you go, in the jig. Oh, dude, that was a big one too.
That was a big fish.
That was like a 6-pounder, and he just jumped 2 feet in the air and came off. Oh my God. But the importance of the thing is what we're doing back and forth real quick. I just drugged my hard bait through there 5 casts in a row. We swapped sides because he ran his through here and didn't get bit, then ran his through where mine was not getting bit and got bit on the jig. So the 2 different presentations back and forth like that, it goes to show you, I think, Troy, more than anything else, there's always more than one way to skin a cat. And there's always more than one way to get a trout to bite, or a bass, or anybody else. There's RV campsites here. There is basic campsites with no hookup. There's also really important to point out that there's primitive camping up and down the river in various locations, as well as all of the same kinds of camping up at Elkhead Reservoir, which we did not visit today, but we have in the past on Fishful Thinker Television. So any kind of camping you want to do, you can do it right here. Makes a great base for big game hunting, which is very common around here as well. There's a bookstore, there's full showers, like go get a nice warm shower in a building, not some little camp shower somewhere. There's teepees, as you can see right here behind us, you can rent as well. So there's a full gamut of stuff to do at Yampa River State Park. Well-groomed facility and absolutely exquisite.
Yeah, this is spectacular. It's
even
beautiful.
stuff to do in the winter here. If you're coming to Colorado in the winter, you're going to go to Steamboat and go skiing. Maybe you need a day off the mountain, fine, come down here. You can cross-country ski and snowshoe here in the park. There's a big long trail that circles most of it right along the river. We walked a bunch of that today and it's beautiful. Even playground equipment and a game rail there for hanging hanging game. You know,
convenient.
if you do go shoot an antelope or a deer around here and you're able to get it back here, you can hang it here and skin it and do the things you need to do to make that tasty. And that's one of our favorite things to do. Is eat venison, but you've got that opportunity right here. You've got bathrooms scattered up and down the whole thing. Definitely check out Yampa River State Park. I'd like to see more of it. There's more than 134 miles of river that's accessible from one of the more than half dozen river put-in points for your boat. So your fancy new drift boat can come up here and you can put it into more than a half dozen places. All right, guys, so there you have it. There's our day on the Yampa River and Yampa River State Park. Look at the size of that thing.
Oh, nice.
Troy, I might go down and follow this guy because look at that band in my trout series.
Yep. Big fish.
There we go.
Oh, there he goes. Look at that fish. Oh my God.
Yampa River State Park.
Oh my goodness.
There you go, baby. Oh, good morning.
Dude.
Holy smokes.
Oh my God.
Yampa River State Park, pretty good place to fish. Look at my arm.
Yeah.
And my finger's not even to the tip of his mouth. I can't reach the tip. Look at that thing. Here you go, buddy. And watch, he'll get his act together and take off at her. He's been fighting the whole time.
There he goes. Good job. Look
Check
at
him
that.
out. There you go,
There
buddy.
he goes. Oh, wow.
Is this not a beautiful place?
It's a beautiful place. Absolutely. Most beautiful in Colorado.
How about the fish?
Fantastic. Surprisingly fantastic for this far away.
Unbelievable. Yeah, we had an absolutely beautiful day today. One of the fish Troy caught was literally right behind this building right here. We're sitting behind the visitor center at Yampa River State Park. Absolutely beautiful place. If you're coming to Colorado to elk hunt, and you should, trust me on this, elk, deer, antelope country right here, great as well, not to mention the waterfowl. But Yampa River State Park is a prime resource. If you're coming, bring your fishing rod because you have no excuse not to. You even get a free fishing license with your out-of-state hunting tag. So, great stuff. Troy, will you come on the show again with us?
Yeah, I think I will.
We'll bring you to more cool places.
That'll work for me.
There you go, guys. We appreciate you watching very much. Hopefully you learned something. I know we did today. We had a great time making the show. So join the conversation on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and we hope you'll tune in, and we'll see you next week.
Time now for today's best catch, brought to you by Berkeley.
Fish. Big old fish.
Nice.
Big old fish. Look at him go. Look at him smoke that reel. Look at him smoking this thing, Troy.
Yeah.
Orange all over him. Little cut bow. It's full for sure cut bow. You can see underneath there, guys.
Yeah.
What a beautiful fish. All right, we'll go ahead and get him put back.
Berkeley. Catch more fish.
Fish. Nope. Stick. No, just get one right there. Oh!
There was a bump.
I got him. Oh, I had one too. Nope, 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 nope. Hung something. Fish, fish. Oh, God, I had one right there. God dang it. Ooh, the wind. See that? The wind got me. Okay, time out. We're going to start over. There, oh, there was one. God dang it. He was out more in the middle. Okay, cut.